Hello everybody and welcome to the lighting critique today. We're going to jump in, we're going to go in reverse order here. So we're going to start with Veldora and then just kind of work our way back towards the beginning here. Oh, Miguel, you are here. Let's see, I think we had one for you. Yeah, so we'll start with Miguel here. Hello Miguel, I don't know if you're still setting up or if you're able to say hi.
No, yeah, I can say hi.
All right, good. All right, cool. This is overall all looking like we made a lot of progress in the time that we worked on this so far this month, and that's been great to see as well. So the biggest thing for me at this point, the tree new, or is that, or did I just not see it the last time? Or maybe I just don't remember.
No, it's been there.
Okay, yeah. But the tree outside looks good. I love that you're just getting like little highlights and stuff on there. I really like we're getting some detail in some of this foreground stuff. Why can't I draw? Oh, there we go. Some cool like little highlights on the edge of these maps. It looks really good. You might be able to work in a little depth of field if you wanted to, but don't feel necessary about it. But the big thing I would work on is there are two things. One, the shadow that's coming through the window here is a little bit sharp. And it's only like, it's counterintuitive, but like nighttime light and passing through a window will both diffuse light, because nighttime light is reflected light anyway. Like the moon is a big reflection card, and that's what's being bounced back into our world. And then as soon as light hits a pane of glass, it gets diffused. Especially like an attic or something older looking like this, it'll get diffused down a little bit. So just make sure you soften that. And then the other thing is that like this area down here, what's bounced up into the walls a little bit, is looking a little bit on the green side. So I would just pull out the green values in that and just kind of like, I think it's okay if those cooler colors kind of shift a little bit more neutral, just because like they're combining with the warmer wood tones to just get shifted towards the greens a little bit too much.
Right, okay.
Yeah, but that's pretty much, I mean, like everything else is coming together really, really well.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, good work, man. All right, I saw somebody else hop in. Oh, Marlon. Hello, Marlon. All right, let's take a look. You had a couple submissions here as well, so we'll start with this one. So basically,
hello there.
Hey.
I have another one too. I'm trying to literally submit right now as we're talking.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool.
Continue. Sorry.
Yeah. No, you're fine. If you want, I can come back to you if that's better.
Could you?
Yeah. Let me start here at the end, and I'll come back. So we'll start with Veldora. Hello. So so this is the reference. This is what we got. It's like looking at your colors. I think your colors are pretty much on point. Like and by that I mean not just the color like choices themselves, but like the amount that they're in. Like there's a little bit of blue, mostly magenta, and a little bit of green, and you kind of have that combination, which is really nice. The two things I think that I would like to see you work on is one, like if you're looking back here, you can see like the specular highlights in the glasses of this character, which I mean we don't necessarily need to duplicate, but getting a little bit more specularity in here would be great. So like getting some specular highlights maybe up around here. And just varying that up a little bit, I think would be a really nice touch. This kind of green is coming in here. Yeah, I think that's about right. I think the green can be a little bit more and this might come with the specularity, but like it could just be a little bit more intense. Like if I feel it here, it just feels like there's light, but there's not a lot of like punch, like a lot of intensity. Here there feels like there's a little bit of intensity to the light, a little bit of oomph to it. And you can do a little bit of fall off too, so it's a little brighter on her and darker back there on that guy. So it'd be like brighter here and then a little bit fall off here. And then you can, yeah, it might be too bright here, but you might just want to reposition it so it doesn't quite hit those as directly or something like that. And then we've got this little spot here, let's see. So I'm guessing that's probably meant to be like that. All right, cool. Yeah, and then if you want to start working in some depth of field blur, you can, but like that might be just bonus points if it's past your skill level at this point. All right, but good start. All right, working backwards, we got Ubed. So this is, I mean, again, I've liked these from the onset. And again, this is in, I believe, Unreal. I don't think it's in Unity, but this is a game engine. And again, I think that some of them, like, I think the biggest thing for you right now is to really balance those black points the way that you're doing it here. Like these, like the rich blacks in the foreground, and then it kind of, the haze kind of picks up, and where like this one, like everything is really dark. I love that idea of having that little bit of depth to it. Is a little bit here, but I think we can emphasize it. And then the last thing I'll say is just like, if this is for a gaming company, they're going to want to see like a fly through on it. So just provide that for them too. But overall, like the structure of the other images that you showed, like there's that one that I just loved, and I would put that front and center wherever I could, because I think that's a really it's a really nice, strong, well composed image. And so all this stuff is looking really good. I don't really like. Because there are components, like I looked there and it's like, man, that looks great. And I look like all those lights on the edges, like that up there looks really great. I think maybe that beam, like the main light source here, can go a little bit brighter, but everything else is looking really nice. I love the cool warm combination here. The softness of the light, like the fact that this brightness is here is really good. They've got that separation now between the tarp and that. I think it's all starting to come together really well. Maybe just some more variation in the blood splatters, like more variation in the color. It feels a little bit uniform, but other than that, yeah, it's looking really good. Coming back, Marlon, are you ready? Do you want me to just bypass you and then come back at the end?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, cool.
I'm ready now.
All right, we'll start with these, and I'll check out what you just posted.
So there should be 3.
Yeah. So this one I think looks great. I think that we could, like, comparing it to the last one, I still think, I think Andre made the note that maybe making this one a little bit warmer just to match that. Just because it's strange.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I did do it a bit, but push it even more.
Yeah, just because, like, I mean, once he pointed it out, I kind of saw it. It was like, it's just like, yeah, if they were lamps, no problem at all, because they would be different, but because they're in the same color space every time, so I wouldn't. Yeah, they're always just gonna in the same. They're gonna be the same color in the same inside of the same image, because fire just looks like fire inside of it. So you want to sync those up. And then for this one, I think this is looking really good. Yeah, I think the values across the nose, across the cheek, like. Yeah, I think this looks great. There's a head replace. This looks really nice.
Okay.
I actually think your eyes look better than Natalie Portman's eyes in that one. That's cool. All right, great. All right, and then you said you posted another one?
And then posted another one.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, this guy. Oh, yeah. The first thing that stands out to me, like right when I opened this, was the yellow in the sclera of the eye. Like versus her kind of bloodshot looking eye.
Okay.
That was, and then some of the, if you could work in, like some of this discoloration on her forehead, like really sells it for the character. Like if you could work that in just a touch, just because, like again, I know, well, I don't know if it matters. I take that back, because again, if we're just using it for lighting reference, I think it's okay. Also,
yeah,
the
just, yeah, that's why, because I'm doing them for my demo reels. So I was gonna ask, like, would it be useful to have 2 pieces like this on my demo reel? Versus say I just put the black swan on, that sort of thing. Yeah,
I mean, it's valuable if they're all good, if they're all like at that level, for sure. Yeah, because it shows that it's not like a fluke, that you can do it again.
Okay.
And I'm also just looking at the line across the top of her head. It's a little bit too perfect. Like where this one's got a little bit more like variation across it. Like both in the size of it, like the softness of it, the kind of the specular highlight there. Yeah, but the rest, I mean, overall it's looking great. I would also like artificially darken the lip contact point, like the way that it is over here, like I'm pointing on the right hand side, just because like that connection point. Oh, I don't know what it is about it. I guess it's just like the lightness of it always makes the metahumans feel like metahumans to me. Like they just like there's something in there that it's just not quite like a little. It's, and again, it's the tough part. It's like the uncanny valley.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's looking great.
Okay, so the main points on that one is to you want me to break up the line on the top. I have to figure out how to do that. I use the light blocker to do it, but yeah, light blockers are perfect, right? So
yeah. I would say, and it might just be a matter of like getting the getting the light blocker to filter out a little bit more of the light here and back here, and just kind of center it in right there if you can. Like,
okay. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
So it's not really the edge of the light blocker; it's the values within that.
Not really. Yeah, it's just more because this one feels like it's more like a headband, like it's straight across. Where this one, it's kind of the headband, but it's like there's more variation. Yeah. The head, the lips, the eye color to get that bloodshot eye, and then I would. Just like, I don't know if you're in the material file at all, but I would go in there and put in like a little face paint on her too. Just again, because normally that wouldn't be the biggest deal, but for me, it's like, it's kind of like the thing that makes her, like, it's a very, very like telltale sign of this character is the face paint. So I think I might mix it.
I have the file. It's it's the Emily whatever meta unit. So I do have the file. I can go in there and paint it.
Yeah, I would do that just because I think that's an extra like like that looks cool type of a thing. Yeah. And then just and the other one, last one is check the black points on the back of her head here. Like it looks a little bit like lifted in here. Yeah.
Go back in there.
Cool. All right, great, man. Good stuff.
Thanks.
All right, working our way back. We've got Marie. So much better on the update. I think that might be a little strong on the specular highlights, but I'm not going to push it too much just because, like, the whole point of this exercise was to get you lighting and working and looking at reference and matching to it. So I think you've done a really, really good job of that. I think that you've got it into a place now that I feel like you should be comfortable to go ahead and move on to the next one. So I guess I just brought this in to tell you good job hitting the notes from the last one I gave you. If this was like a demo reel piece, we would go at it a little bit more, but but I think the assignment has been met. The goal has been reached. It's just like again, and this is a little bit behind the curtains thing. That first assignment is all about just like getting you comfortable with creating something, posting it, sharing it, getting notes, hitting the notes, all that stuff, and getting you up to speed and starting to use the tools a little bit. So, so approved, and we'll move on to the next one. I am making our way back. We've got Ingrid. Oh yeah, so this Woody's looking great. Only note that I have is on this rim light. It just feels a little bit red, and that might be a combination of his hair. But I would just neutralize that a little bit and just like take down the saturation, just because that saturation level is pulling our attention back over this way, and I really want to keep it right there. The value is pretty good, and I think because of the character that he is, although he is plastic, I wonder if his hair would be plastic and get a little bit more specular. But I'll let you decide on that. I would just take down the red in the final render and just neutralize that a little bit. All right, and working back here, this is some reference from Turning Red. Back into this. I think that like the structure of your shot looks wonderful. I think it's all looking great. My only notes would be that the red outline around the hat feels a little bit like too saturated. It's like a little bit like it's definitely punchy, but I feel like it's bordering on just like pure red. So, and I think that the balance that is in this original image, where it's like a really good saturation level balance across the whole image, and I would just stick to that, and then the other note that I would have is that I would darken slightly the wing and then the lower part of the torso. Again, like whenever I'm portrait lighting in 3D, I tend to like vignette as much as I can, not as much as I can, but like find opportunities to really nail in that focus on the face and the eyes. So just by darkening it slightly down here, we can push the eye up this way. And then I would, in that same vein, tone down this clasp. I don't know what it's called. I don't wear enough capes to know what the clasp is called. Right here, just kind of like maybe rough it up a little bit more. And by that, I don't mean the roughness. I mean actually like darkening it a little bit to kind of, again, because we want the focused eyes. The teeth are awesome. Everything, the structure of it, everything is great. It's perfect. It's just dialing in those final little tidbits to really just like focus and center us in. So I think this is, I think it's beautiful. Cool. And we got Darwin. Awesome. This is a really, really nice step in the right direction from where we were. I know that his skin is goofy and his eyes are goofy, and you've really kind of gotten some good control over that. And now we've got him into a point where I just think we can work a little bit, like it's to the point where it's like we've normalized everything, so it's like nice and consistent. It's just a matter of just like adding he looks a little bit drained of blood, and that it would just be a matter of like getting a little bit more fleshiness, like that much amount. Maybe not that. I guess it's just the reds, getting a little bit more reds into the skin tones to kind of push that up, and then maybe a little bit of the darks in there too. Although that might be too much. Maybe not that. Just getting some reds in there, I think would really, really help. And then for the, and then again, just whiten up that shirt a little bit. Rim, like it definitely giving that rim light vibe, which feels nice and strong. And it's not that, and it's like the character is now really cohesive with the space. And that's great, but now it's where we do the movie magic stuff and just help the character stand out just a little bit more. Maybe I oversaturated that. So just like something along this line. I think is where you want to go. And the only other thing, and this is just built into the character, if you can do anything about the lips just to make them, I think it might just be a saturation thing with the lip color. It always feels like too peachy, pinky to me. So I'll just tone that back down. All right, cool. And then we've got Azusa and Asha. All right. So looking at this one, and thank you for the compliments in your text. I do appreciate that. I think that like this part of the image, which you've been really, really dialing in, I think looks really good. I think this matches the reference. I was looking at that before. I think it's great. Same thing with like this area back over in here. I think it's looking great. I think the sky looks great, the far distant background. The only thing I'm isolating is, just whenever you get the water, the right scale, the right scale to get those extra ripples in there. I think that'll be great. Until then, I would focus in right here on this area, just because like the way that these assets seem to be built is that it's like a gaming type of a thing, and like we're seeing down the sides of these plants, and it's starting to feel like they're flat planes, like there's not enough dimension to them. I would almost, and it might just be a matter of like finding a really like a good modeled plant. Like if you, I don't know if you have it or not, but if, I'm just pulling this up because this is, I use these a lot. Like, not plat is not a word. Plant. Like there's potted ones in here, but like these are more, like, fully fleshed out, like it's actually like 3D modeled a little bit more, so they're not just like on flat planes. I would maybe look for one that you could download and put in the scene right there, just to get a little bit more dimension out of them, just because like it starts to break down when they're that close to camera, and I'm realizing it. So just by adding in like one plant with a lot of detail makes the rest of it feel much more expansive, and then just like really dialing in like the look and the kind of the shaping in here, like and getting some translucency, and then like getting some more shaping around this rock, and just kind of and like watching out for like that's pretty high contrasty in there. It almost looks like these are glowing. Just like really kind of dialing the look of just that foreground, those foreground elements, would go a real long way. So that and the water, I think, are going to be your main focal points going forward. So really, really good job on this, Azusa. Like this is, I should have pulled up the original, but like the actually, I can just do that real quick. The progress that you've made on this from the first iteration has like you've really put in a lot of work in it, and it shows. So very, very cool stuff. Let's see. Let's see if this works. Oh, no, that's not what why didn't that work? Copy image. Nope. Try it this way. Sorry, this is meant to be faster than this. Copy image. There we go. Nope, not that one. One of these days I'll get this done right. Here we go. Copy image. Yeah. So the amount of progress that you've made on this, like just look how beautiful that looks back there. Really good stuff, man. All right, cool. And then Asha. All right. So this is like I'm liking the structure of this. I think that you're getting some because it's all about like generating some gradients, and we've got this now. It's kind of glowing up. It's hitting the side of him. That's cool. A couple notes there. I just think it should be a little bit stronger around the base of this, and kind of like really like feel it coming out of there. And then on the character, like this right here, this thing feels a little bit like it's something that was very bright that was toned down in the comp, because it's like it's bright, but then it's also kind of gray in that it's like flattened out. So it's like if I I'm trying to think, this might work. It's like if I had something that was like this bright and then I try to tone that back down, like it just kind of like those brighter areas just kind of clamp out at a certain point. So it basically what it is like we're just kind of like losing variation and losing value in there. So anytime you see that, it makes you think of that. But the composition is looking much better. There's some good fall off. I think a little bit more fog on this like these branches especially will be really good, because that'll help keep the tree back behind the character in terms of the dark values. It's probably just a low resolution thing, but double check his eyes. It doesn't look like the texture maps are there on the eyes. Step back here. Yeah, like I love, like the framing is coming together. It's just a matter of, and then the other big thing too with this character is always to, bats with their leathery wings, and they're just like, the feeling that you get from them comes from the, how do I say this? It comes from the leatheriness, and that comes from the moisture and like the kind of the shimmer. I think, let's go back to Marlon's. Marlon had a really good, like this type of like shimmer on the wings and the chest, and you don't necessarily need to go this strong on the face, but getting that like moisture and leatheriness in there will really, really be beneficial on this, because that'll help separate him from like the environment as well. Yeah, definitely making some good progress here. So don't forget, we've got this asset, both of them actually are. This is a combination of two of our assets from our asset library. So we've got the Sur Desmodus Rotundus, and then this month's lighting challenge is this, I forget what it's called, Fantasy Island or something scene. So I would definitely check that out for anybody else. All right, cool. Well, that is everything for today. Anything else? Any questions or anything before we break for the day? Cool. Well, I will be back tomorrow to do some written critiques, so keep posting. And then starting, what day of the week is it today? Today's Tuesday. I'll be back tomorrow. Starting Thursday will be the 1st of June. and that's where we're going to switch over to Sergey's going to be coming back to be doing some critiquing then. So, so keep posted, and I look forward to seeing from you all tomorrow. All right, great. I will talk to you all then.
Bye.
All right, be good. Thank you all so much.
Bye.
All right, bye now.